Greetings, friends, and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I am your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and often deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality and health and well-being and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to The Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That is why we are here every day on The Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 29 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis, eczema, rosacea, acne, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds. Recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle, but what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, a regenerating system, and it's designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. While some folks may call that healing, renewing, regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, if you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, if you want to help a loved one or family member, workmate, friend, get off their medication and get on a good nutritional supplement program, we welcome your calls on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number, 844-236-6010. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 or head over to my blogs, pharmacistben.com or criticalhealthnews.com. You can also go over to brightsideben.com and purchase products right off the website. You can also sign up to join the Brightside Ben team right off the website as well. Or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team and tell them you want to join the team for a one-time $25 fee, start yourself a longevity business, and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Their number, 866-735-2470, 866-735-2470. If you're interested in checking out any of our premium enzyme products, including the Astra-Gluten, gluten-dissolving enzyme, or Astra Ease, or any of the systemic enzymes we've got, you can go over to brightsidehealthproducts.com, brightsidehealthproducts.com. And, of course, if you want to purchase any of our Truth Treatment products, including the Retinol 5% Gel or Truth Serum or Truth Balm, you can head over to truthtreatments.com. That's truthtreatments.com. For you guys living in the Denver area or visiting in the Denver area, I'll be doing a talk tomorrow at the Highlands Ranch Library, 9292 Ridgeline Boulevard. That's in Highlands Ranch, zip 80129. Friday, tomorrow, that is the 18th, Friday the 18th, 1 p.m. for my friend Leslie Farrar. Thank you, Leslie, for setting that up. And let's see if there's anything else I want to tell you. I'll get you a phone number here. I don't have it listed. I'll have to get you a phone number in our next segment. If you're interested in attending, it's probably a good idea to RSVP because we may have hopefully anyway, we'll have a full house. That's tomorrow at the Highlands Ranch Library. We'll be talking about the simplicity of good health, how easy it is to stay healthy. It's so tragic that we have such a healthcare crisis in this country because the body's not meant to be sick. The body is meant to repair itself. For eons, for millions, for hundreds of thousands and millions of years, the only stresses that the human body had to endure were basically famine and wild animals, maybe the sun a little bit too. But today, man, what the heck is going on? We're falling apart. We're degenerating. We're degrading. We're breaking down. Our bodies are just rotting. And it really has to do mostly with lifestyle choice issues, things that we have control over in our lives. We've been talking about the stress response now for a couple of months, the stress response as it regards the skin and the little-known hormone aldosterone. You guys, the stress response is largely in our control. Something as simple as just deep breathing, sitting on the couch, practicing deep breathing, something as simple as taking a nap, something as simple as taking a hot bath, hot shower, massage. All these are wonderful ways to deactivate the stress response and add years to our lives. Almost every single chronic degenerative disease you can name has an element of this excessive, exacerbated, enhanced stress response. And the little-known hormone called aldosterone plays a major, major role. It's our salt management hormone. It's our mineral control hormone. And probably the most important reason, or at least one of the most important reasons or components of our epidemic of hypertension, as well as salt deficiency and electrolyte deficiency. Yesterday we said aldosterone is a mineral corticoid. That means it's a mineral hormone that's made in the outer part of the adrenal glands. The outer part is called the cortex, so they call it a corticoid. That's where you get the name cortisol from. The adrenal glands, the adrenal hormones, are our stress management hormones. You actually have three adrenal hormones, three adrenal corticoid hormones, three adrenal hormones that are made in the outside part of the adrenal glands. You got your youth and fertility hormones, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen. These are the ones that drop, whose levels drop as we get older. And these are the ones whose levels drop the more stress we're under. If your adrenal cortex is off making cortisol and off making aldosterone, guess what it's not making? It's not making your youth and fertility and repair hormones. It's not making your anti-wrinkle hormones. It's not making your libido hormones. It's not making your beauty hormones. The more stress we're under, the more stress hormones we're making, the less happy hormones we're making. That is building hormones, growth and repair hormones. And of course, aldosterone, elevated aldosterone, chronically elevated aldosterone, because of the way it shunts salt around, will ultimately cause salt deficiencies, mineral deficiencies, electrolyte deficiencies. And by the way, aldosterone and the stress hormones in general are not only made in the adrenal glands, they're also made in the skin. Your skin makes its own aldosterone, and this is one of the reasons why we'll retain water in our skin, why the skin will get puffy when we're under stress. And this is also one of the reasons why changes in hormone levels can have such a dramatic effect on the skin. Skin repair, anti-wrinkle activities, sun protection activities, pigmentation, oiliness. These are all ways that the skin responds to these stress hormones, these mineral hormones, whether they're made in the adrenal glands or in the skin. And as far as aldosterone goes, if you have chronically or excessively high blood pressure, more than likely you've got an aldosterone connection. Likewise with all inflammatory conditions in the skin like acne and skin oiliness. Sometimes doctors will actually prescribe a drug that blocks aldosterone for acne. It's called spironolactone. I used to make a spironolactone cream to help dampen up or to help slow down the production of skin oiliness and to protect against acne. It didn't really work that well because acne is not really caused by aldosterone, but dermatologists get desperate because they don't really know what to do. Aldosterone is also going to be involved in salt deficiencies, which can be exacerbated by the low-salt diet. We said this yesterday. Not that you can really stay on a low-salt diet for very long because we crave salt. We need salt. And this low-salt effect, this salt excretion effect of stress hormone aldosterone affects potassium more than it does sodium. The body has a tendency to excrete potassium more rapidly than sodium because sodium is so darn important. The body finds sodium incredibly important, and it will hold on to sodium more tightly than it will hold on to other electrolytes, including potassium. So we tend to be more deficient in potassium than we do in sodium. Nonetheless, you can be deficient in both of these critical elements if you're under a lot of stress. The more stress you're under, the more you're going to crave salt. If you're sweating a lot, if you're working outside, if you're an athlete, you're going to crave salt even more, and you're going to run into salt deficiencies even more. And this is what makes the Beyond Tangy Tangerine such an amazing, amazing supplement. It's an electrolyte replacement drink. Sure, it's got the B vitamins. Sure, it's got vitamin C. It's got pretty much the entire Mighty 90. It's got the Mighty 90 in it. But where it excels, where it is a superstar nutritional supplement, and why I talk about it all the time on this program, why I talk about it all the time, period, and why you should talk about it all the time, period, is because it is an electrolyte replacement drink. And the more stress you're under, the more BTT you need. And the more stress you're under, the more and the faster, the greater and the faster your response to the Beyond Tangy Tangerine will be. Anything you could do to bump up your electrolyte levels, potassium, sodium, magnesium, calcium, and chloride, are going to be important for helping you handle stress and reduce the negative effects of long-term stress response. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're we're back on the bright side. Thank you for joining us. We're on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on our archive page at brightsideben.com. They're all archived. Going on 5 years of programs are all archived at brightsideben.com, also benfuchsarchives.com. There's search engines up. If you miss a program, you can review them, or you're interested in a particular topic, you can review them by just going to the search engine and punching in aldosterone or high blood pressure or anything else we've talked about. We've covered all kinds of interesting health issues in the last 4.5 years, and all the programs are up at brightsideben.com and benfuchsarchives.com as well. Our number today, 844-236-6010. We'll get your calls here in just a moment, so hang tight. Try to get your calls here, if we can, in this segment. Otherwise, we'll get to you next segment. If you're in the Denver area, I will be doing a talk for my friend Leslie tomorrow at the Highlands Ranch Library, Friday, the 18th of September. That's tomorrow. 1 p.m., 9292 Ridgeline Boulevard, Highlands Ranch, Colorado, zip 80129. Please RSVP. So you get a seat. You can do it online at benfuchs.eventbrite.com, or you can call Leslie directly at 720-235-9223. Thanks, Leslie, for sending that over, 720-235-9223, or go over to benfuchs.eventbrite.com to sign up. Okay, so if you're an athlete, if you're under stress, if you're sweating a lot, you need the Beyond Tangy Tangerine as an electrolyte replacement drink. If you got to pick one longevity product to do, if you got to pick one nutritional supplement to do, it's the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Not only does it taste great, not only is it packed with electrolytes, but you also get the Mighty 90 essential nutrients. Veggie juices, awesome. Vegetables in general, awesome. You don't even need to make a veggie juice. Just slice up some cucumber and throw it in some water and let it sit. You've seen it at spas, or sometimes when I go to some hotels, they'll have a jug of cucumber water with just sliced cucumbers in water. The cucumber sliced in the water will act as a source of electrolytes, and they'll all leach into the liquid. You don't even need to make a juice. You don't need a Vitamix. Just slice up cucumbers and stick it in water and let it sit. Slice up some strawberries, and you'll get a little sweetness in there. Of course, Celtic sea salt and Himalayan salt and water, we talk about that a lot. That works great too. If your aldosterone secretion is chronic, if you're under long-term stress and the levels stay high, eventually we can become depleted in aldosterone. This is one of the reasons why people will experience what's called adrenal fatigue. Adrenal hormones need to be replaced. If they're chronically high and chronically elevated, eventually you can become low aldosterone. You could become low cortisol. Low blood pressure, for example, hypotension, is a classic sign of adrenal fatigue. Hypotension can be related to deficiencies in aldosterone that follow excessive secretion. Sometimes if you're at the gym and you're doing your squats or your deadlifts or whatever exercise you're doing and you feel a little dizzy or woozy, that's a classic sign of adrenal fatigue. And that can be related to aldosterone deficiency. Sometimes it happens to older folks who are interestingly, older folks typically have high levels of cortisol and aldosterone over the course of time, and as the body breaks down, these stress hormones become elevated, and eventually they'll become depleted. If you're standing up out of a sitting position or a laying down position, you feel dizzy or lightheaded or maybe even have some heart palpitations, bingo, you got yourself an adrenal fatigue issue. You've got yourself an aldosterone depletion issue. You've got yourself probably a cortisol depletion issue, and this is another major reason why you want to relax the body, practice your deep breathing techniques, and there's a ton you can do from a nutritional standpoint to help stabilize aldosterone and protect your adrenal glands. For one thing, reducing sugar intake, reducing your intake of emergency-inducing foods. Sugar is a primary emergency-inducing food. Sugar is an emergency to the body. Sugar is explosive to the body. Yes, you need a small amount of sugar, around a teaspoon of sugar, a teaspoon of glucose throughout the entire 5 liters of blood. So over a gallon of blood, and you need about a teaspoon. Most of us are getting dozens of teaspoons a day. Dozens! This represents a major emergency to the body, and keeping your sugar intake down is super important if you're dealing with a chronically elevated stress response. Eating more protein, eating more good fat, including coconut oil and butter, is the best way to wean yourself away from sugar. The amino acid glutamine is like a remedy almost for sugar addiction, helping your body make the hormone serotonin, the neurotransmitter, I should say, nerve hormone. Serotonin is also important. We will crave sugar when we're serotonin deficient. The sun is one of the best ways to boost serotonin levels. So guess what? The sun can help you wean yourself off of sugar. How do you like that? Go out and lay out in the sun. You'll notice that you're not hungry. To the extent you're out in the sun, you're not going to feel like eating. That's because the sun will upregulate serotonin, and you're not going to need the sugar. You're not going to need to eat. Eating more protein, again, is another great strategy for upregulating serotonin. You do need to have a little bit of carbohydrate. And by carbohydrate, I'm talking about vegetable carbohydrate, not necessarily sugar carbohydrate. The same way high blood sugar leads to low blood sugar, high blood sugar leads to low blood sugar, leads to high blood sugar, leads to low blood sugar. That's called the high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster. And in the same way you have all these other stress symptoms, this is another example of the stress response. Using the sweeties, using niacin can help slow down this vicious cycle. Looks like we got a little fire going on here. Using sugar metabolizing nutrients like sweeties and niacin can help slow down this vicious high blood sugar, low blood sugar roller coaster and allow your body to use the sugar more efficiently. Of course, the Mighty 90 is important. Working on digestive health is important. Making sure you get enough vitamin C. Vitamin C is the quintessential stress vitamin. Same with the B complex, vitamin B5. We're going to talk about vitamin B5 a lot here in the coming days because that is amazingly important for making adrenal hormones. Vitamin B5, also known as pantothenic acid. Vitamin B12 is also important, same with niacin. Zinc and iodine, also critically important for the adrenal glands, as are essential fatty acids. And because the adrenal glands are our stress management glands, they help us respond to psychological stress as well as physiologic stress. That means your adrenal glands, your aldosterone levels, your cortisol can all benefit from mental and emotional healing strategies, calming the body down. Anything you can do to activate alpha brainwaves, including petting a dog, including looking at a baby's eyes, including focusing outside yourself, helping other people is one of the best anti-anxiety, antidepressant, anti-stress strategies you could ever use. Just helping somebody, just by focusing outside yourself. Anxiety, adrenal stress, even depression, ultimately are the price we pay for self-absorption. That's right. We're self-absorbed. That's why we're depressed. We're self-absorbed. That's why we're anxious. When you focus outside yourself, anxiety levels tend to drop, and this also protects the adrenal glands. I love biochemistry, man. I love nutrition. I'm all about the molecule. But please do not marginalize or underestimate the importance of psychological strategies like helping people, like focusing outside of yourself. Sun, of course, can be helpful too. We talk about the sun all the time. There's an important relationship between vitamin D and aldosterone. While too much sun can be a stressor, just the right amount of sun is anti-stress via this vitamin D connection. And you'll actually lower your aldosterone levels and support vitamin D by getting out in the sun. How cool is that? Lay out in the sun. It's an antidepressant. It will support aldosterone levels, support vitamin D, anti-stress, anti-anxiety levels too. And it'll lower your blood pressure. The sun is a wonderful anti-hypertensive. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We'll be back after this. The journal Neuroendocrinology letters, the gut-brain barrier in major depression. Guess what? Intestinal dysfunction plays a role in the pathophysiology of depression. Surprise, surprise. Depression and digestive problems. I'm telling you guys, if you want to pick one thing to do for your health, focus on food and focus on the digestive system. And that's one of the strategies we'll be talking about tomorrow in my I hate to say lecture, but I guess that's what it is, in my talk at the Highlands Ranch Library for my friend Leslie, Friday, tomorrow, 9/18, September 18th, 1 p.m., 9292 Ridgeline Boulevard, Highlands Ranch, 80129. Call Leslie at 720-235-9223 to RSVP, or head over to benfuchs.eventbrite.com to RSVP, and I do recommend that you RSVP so we can make sure everybody gets a seat. If you're interested in purchasing any of the longevity products, please go to criticalhealthnews.com or pharmacistben.com or brightsideben.com. You can order products right off the website. And if you're interested in purchasing any of our enzyme products, go to brightsidehealthproducts.com, brightsidehealthproducts.com. You can also find our weight loss and energy-inducing sublingual spray, Evolve Weight Loss Sublingual Spray. I've been using it now for 8 or 9 months, and I don't have any weight problems, but I sure do get a nice little buzz from it. And you put a couple drops sublingually. It's made with a really neat ingredient called hormonine. I think that's how you say it, hormonine. We'll talk about that, too, in some coming Brightside episodes. If you're interested in purchasing any of our Truth Treatment products, go to truthtreatments.com and take a specially long look at our retinol 5% gel. Okay, if you're dealing with prostate issues, if you're dealing with hypertension issues, if you're dealing with kidney issues, or for that matter, any circulatory issues, think aldosterone. If you've got an aldosterone problem, the sun is one of your best friends. Lay out in the sun. It's a great antihypertensive. It's anti-stress. Don't overdo it. If you do too much, that's actually pro-stress, but don't overdo it. And it's anti-stress for men dealing with prostate issues. Low vitamin D can be a trigger for prostate disease. This is especially important for African-American males. They're especially prone to vitamin D deficiency because of all that melanin. And likewise, the sun will also help drop aldosterone levels. That's how it works with blood pressure. Tomorrow we're going to talk about hormones. You know, we talk about the word hormone all the time. Hormone this, hormone that. I got a hormone problem, hormone deficiencies. But what exactly is a hormone? We'll talk about that tomorrow on our next Brightside episode. Time to hit the phones. 844-236-6010 is our number. Gina in California, welcome to the Brightside. What's up?
Hi, Dr. Ben. Thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it.
Sure. What's going on? Pharmacist Ben, though. I'm just a little old pharmacist.
Okay, pharmacist Ben. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I have been trying a lot of alternative stuff.
Give me some examples what you're trying. Tell me what you've done.
Okay, right now I'm taking MSM 26 grams a day.
Okay, so now let's stop. Hang on, Gina. Work with me here. Why are you taking MSM? What's the logic?
It's sulfur, and I read about it, and it really took away a lot of my pain.
But what is the logic? Why would you? I'm just curious, and I'm not picking on you. I'm just kind of curious. What would be the logic there? I'm not putting you on the spot. What's the logic?
I tried it.
Tried it and it worked.
Pain.
Okay, that's good.
It was like a painkiller. It was like a painkiller.
Well, that's good to know. All right. What else? Tell me some other things. Colostrum.
Yeah,
Okay.
colostrum.
So in other words, when you say you're trying alternative things, you mean you're trying supplements or nutrients. You're taking them. Is that what you mean?
Diet too. I tried paleo. Did not work. That made me worse. I tried vegan diet 3 months. That helped a little bit, but it did not take everything away. Fish diet.
Okay. All right. So you're doing things, in other words, to get rid of. When you say you tried alternative stuff, you're doing things. You're taking things.
Yeah. I'm trying everything I can possibly.
Okay.
But I just don't have the answers.
Okay. Well, let me give you the answer. It's very simple. Very simple. What's the one word you want to think of when you think of rheumatoid arthritis? I'll tell you, because you probably won't guess it. So I'll tell you. It's called autoimmune. Autoimmune. Okay? You know that it's an autoimmune disorder, right?
I do.
Okay.
The doctor.
Well, no, you got to let me. You can't elaborate here because I'm going to help you. Okay. So let me just. So we'll do like I ask and you answer a question like that. Okay. I'm just trying to help out here. So rheumatoid arthritis. The key thing that you want to hear is the key word that you want to keep in mind is autoimmune. That means the immune system is somehow activated. Right? With me? Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Your immune system is your defense system. This is really important because rheumatoid arthritis is so darn miserable and it's so unnecessary once we understand it. So rheumatoid arthritis is an immune system issue. The immune system is your defense system, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if you have a defensive response, what is the most important question to ask if you want to eliminate that defensive response? I'll tell you. It is what is the offending agent that's causing the defensive response? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so something is offending your body. If there's defense, there's got to be offense. There's no defense without offense. They go together. You have an offending agent, defensive response. So the only question you need to ask, and the MSM is great, and the calcium is great, and all the dietary strategies are great, and they're very important. I'm not marginalizing them. But as long as you have an offending agent that's getting into the body, you're going to have an immune response. That's the job of the immune system. So your number one job, your homework, if you really want to get rid of the rheumatoid arthritis, and I know you do, is to figure out what is getting into your body that's activating, that's initiating, that's turning on this defensive response. Does that make sense? Something is attacking your body. Now, where can those attacks be? And I'm going to tease you a little bit, and I do this all the time, but I think it's very important. Is the attack or the offending agent something that's getting sprinkled on your head from angels? No. Is it a little elf that's shooting something into your ankles? No. So let's think, what could possibly be an offending agent that's getting into the body? Where could that offending agent be entering the body from? Well, when we talk about the body, we really mean the blood. So something is getting into your blood. Whenever I say something's getting into the body, what I really mean something is getting into the blood. There's only a couple of ways things get into the blood. This is for everybody out there listening who's got an autoimmune problem, whether it's multiple sclerosis, myasthenia gravis, or rheumatoid arthritis, or any of the other 100 plus different autoimmune diseases. Something is activating your immune system. Something is getting into the blood to turn on this immune system. And the only way things get into the blood, for the most part, is through the skin, through the nose, and through the mouth. Now, you're not an IV drug user. You don't sound like one, I'm assuming. So it's not getting in through your blood. Okay? You're not working in a nuclear power plant or in a coal mine, probably. So it's probably not getting in through your nose, although occasionally things can happen through the respiratory tract, but it's very rare. The vast majority of substances that get into the blood through the digestive system, and rheumatoid arthritis and digestive problems go hand in hand. And there's no such thing, and you take this to your doctor, you tell him I said this, and quote me, there is no such thing as RA or any other autoimmune problem without a digestive problem. If you want the fancy mechanism, it's very fascinating actually. What happens is when foods are not completely digested and not completely processed, over time they can leak into the blood. And then you have peptides, small pieces of proteins and other particles, sometimes fats too, that get into the blood. Small pieces of undigested food, small pieces of your hamburger are in your blood. Do you think that's a good thing? No, it's a very bad thing. And it will activate an immune response, and the body will respond accordingly. How the body responds is super fascinating. And hang tight, okay? Don't go away. I'm going to tell you how you handle this when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. We're back on The Bright Side talking to Gina in California about rheumatoid arthritis. I hope you're not mad at me, Gina. I'm not picking on you. I'm just trying to help, okay?
No. I really appreciate this. Good
deal. Okay. This is from, by the way, an article from the Journal of Nutrition. Most people with RA experience GI, that's gastrointestinal disorders. And according to a 2012 study in the Journal of Rheumatology, the risk of a upper or lower GI gastrointestinal event was 70% higher in those with rheumatoid arthritis than those without. And I could quote you study after study, but all you have to do is understand a little biology and a little bit of how the body works to understand this mechanism. When foods are incompletely digested, they can leak through into the blood. They initiate an immune response. The body will protect itself from these particles of hamburger and soy and anything else. It could be any kind of protein, really, by surrounding the piece of food with something called an immune complex. And that immune complex will actually circulate, that blend, that combination of immune cells and food will circulate throughout the blood, and it will deposit in various areas of the body. If it deposits in the thyroid, you can end up with an autoimmune disease of the thyroid. If it deposits in the muscles, you can end up with an autoimmune disease of the muscles, likewise the nerves or any other part of the body. If it deposits in the joints, you'll end up with rheumatoid arthritis. By the way, they call these circulating immune complexes CICs, for circulating immune complex. Just Google it, RA and CIC. Okay, and I don't, for the life of me, I cannot understand why your endocrinologist or doctors do not understand this basic mechanism.
He made me cry yesterday because I asked about this. I said, is there a link to leaky gut? And he said, absolutely not. I have
Good.
not.
Put him on the phone with me. Why don't he tell him that there's a pharmacist who does the bright side who wants to have a conversation? Because I'm so sick of hearing this and having to talk behind doctors' backs. Have him come on with me. Tell him we want to do a discussion on the air. I know he probably won't. Of course he won't do it. So listen, you can fire your doctor. You don't need him. He's not helping you. So here's what you do. Number one, do a food diary, eliminate problem foods. If you fast, you're going to notice your symptoms start to resolve within a day or two. You obviously have to keep eating. You have to eat eventually. So start eating very carefully. The less you eat, the more dramatic your symptom reduction is going to be. Get yourself on the best probiotic supplement you could find. That means the Biolumin Nightly Essence, which is the best one I know of. It also has digestive enzymes in there, and digestive enzymes are stupendously important for all autoimmune diseases, especially RA. They can help break up those circulating immune complexes. If you want to try the ultimate enzymes from Youngevity, you could do that, or you can go to Brightside Health Products and get Astra Ease digestive enzyme and systemic enzymes. If you take your enzymes, your digestive enzymes on an empty stomach, you're going to get wonderful anti-inflammatory benefits. The Mighty 90 essential nutrients, all of them are very important, but especially essential fatty acids, your EFAs, that's your ultimate EFAs, 9 of them a day. Make sure you're taking them with your digestive enzymes, by the way. Vitamin E can be very helpful for all inflammatory issues as well as immune issues, 400 IU a day. Make absolutely positively sure you're starting on zinc picolinate. It's wonderfully anti-inflammatory and also especially important for the immune system, and most of us are zinc deficient. 50 milligrams a day, that alone can make a significant difference. It's a good idea to balance out your zinc with copper. The B vitamins are also very important. You'll get those in the Beyond Tangy Tangerine. Sip on your Beyond Tangy Tangerine all day long. Vitamin B3, which is niacin, and vitamin B5, pantothenic acid, are especially important for rheumatoid arthritis and all autoimmune diseases, in particularly RA, but all autoimmune diseases. You want, I would do timed release niacin, 250 milligrams a day, and then maybe 1 gram to 2 grams of pantothenic acid a day. There's many, many more things. That is not comprehensive, but if you just do what I told you, you're going to notice results, and quickly. Fasting, food modification, dietary modification in the elimination diet, probiotics and digestive enzymes. Don't forget a little apple cider vinegar with your enzymes. Taking your enzymes on an empty stomach is a good idea. Fermented foods, too. I know I'm giving you tons of information, but you can go back to the archives. And then zinc, vitamin E, also vitamin C, forgot to mention that. And, there's so many different things, but that's a great place for you to start. And think about digestive system. The immune system is located primarily in the digestive system. So if the word immune is in your disease or in your pathology, that means by definition, tell this to your doctor, by definition, autoimmunity means digestive issue. I'm going to let you go, Gina, but that's a ton of information. Thanks so much for your call. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Okay.
God bless you. Okay. Let's see. Sean in Virginia, what's up? Welcome to the Bright Side.
Hi, how you doing, Ben?
Doing good. What's cooking?
Good. I just wanted to call real quick. I recently started taking some supplements and vitamins. I'm kind of new at this. I've been listening to your show here on and off for a few months. But I'll list what I started.
Well, tell me how I can help you before you get into the list. Tell me how I can help you.
Okay. I noticed I started yesterday taking them, and I've had headaches starting now both days.
Okay, so you're associating those with the supplements? Are you linking those with the supplement?
Yeah, because I'm really not prone to headaches.
Okay,
and I
go ahead.
Had any problems.
Tell me what you're taking.
Okay, so I'm taking a cod liver oil.
Okay.
Excellent C. I'm taking a B complex vitamin. And then I'm getting ready to start a B vitamin.
Okay, but you're not on that yet. So it's the B complex, the essential fats, and the C. Those are the supplements, and you're saying when you so the only out of all of those, the only thing that could possibly be related to headaches, which are a type of circulatory problem, is niacin, vitamin B3. You may be experiencing some niacin flush, but I doubt it because there's not a lot of niacin in most B complexes. Stop taking the B complex, see what happens. It wouldn't be the cod liver or the vitamin C. If anything, it would be the B complex. But I'd be surprised. I'll tell you what. Why don't you stop the B complex? And if you don't mind, either shoot me an email, ben@ksco.com, or come back on the air and let us know what you found out, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for calling. I appreciate it, Sean. Okay, David in Texas. We left you on hold yesterday. What's going on, man?
Yeah, hi. Good morning, Ben.
Hey.
To you, my health professor, my daily health professor. So thanks for being on and doing what you do. I know we're running out of time, so I'll make this pretty quick. You've been talking a lot about enzymes, and I'm actually one of your success stories. I've called in a couple of times. I've been diagnosed with Graves. I've used your treatments, and it's helped me tremendously. I'm in remission. I actually consider myself cured,
awesome,
treated, whatever you want to call it, right?
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much. So
thank you for sharing that.
A big part of it was getting my digestive system in shape.
How do you like that?
Your probiotics. It's done wonders for me.
I feel silly saying this all. I feel silly saying it all the time. But what you're telling me, I hear this. It's just a common response. Once you take care of the digestion, everything falls into place, especially thyroid. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It all did. But I do have a question regarding enzymes since you've been talking about them.
Okay.
I do have your ultimate enzymes, and
okay.
I've been taking a variety of other enzymes as well. I've noticed a lot of these enzymes, including yours, have what's called pepsin as an active enzyme that's being used in it. However, I'm using other enzymes as well that have pancreatic enzymes in them.
Okay.
And I was just kind of wanting to get your opinion.
Like a distinction, the difference?
The difference, whether it's better to use them in combination, to have different strains of enzymes in your system, if different enzymes are better for different things.
That's a great question.
In particular, one of the enzymes I'm taking is a product called Zypan from Standard Products. I don't know if you're familiar.
I love Standard Products. I love those guys. Yeah, they're actually Colorado, I believe. You're talking about Standard Process, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Standard Process.
That's a great company, and I've been the guy who started it, I forgot his name, but I've been listening to his tapes for a long time. Standard Process is a great company. Zypan, and by the way, they're one of the first companies who really understood the power of enzymes. Zypan is a pancreatic enzyme, as I understand it. It's also pepsin. Pepsin is a stomach enzyme. Pancreatin is pancreatic enzymes. What happens when you eat food, it goes into your stomach. It drops after the food is processed in your stomach by stomach enzymes and by stomach acid. The food drops from your stomach into your intestine through a little sphincter in the stomach, and as soon as it gets in the intestine, the pancreas hits it with a bunch of enzymes. So they're both important, but these enzymes are operational in different parts of the digestive system. They're both important, and that's why Zypan and other enzyme products will contain both pancreatic enzymes and pepsin. Pancreatic deficiency and pancreatic enzyme insufficiency is probably a very important and underappreciated health problem, and in my opinion, pancreatin and pancreatic enzymes can be amazingly helpful for the digestive system. So to answer your question, they're all important. It's not like one is better than the other, and it's the same with nutrients. It's not like one is better than the other. As much enzyme support as you can use supplementally, also with foods, living foods, sprouts and vegetables, also to a certain extent eggs and dairy, are enzyme-rich foods, especially sprouts, though, and especially vegetables. All right, I got to move, David. Thank you so much. I appreciate your call, and thanks for the kind words. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening, friends. If you're in the Denver area, please come see me at Highlands Ranch Library tomorrow, 1 p.m., phone number 720-235-9223 to RSVP, or go to benfuchs.eventbrite.com. Make sure you check out my websites, brightsideben.com and criticalhealthnews.com, as well as pharmacistben.com to purchase longevity products, and also truthtreatments.com to purchase any of our Truth Skin Health products. That's all the time we have for today. We'll talk to y'all later, folks. Bye for now.